All right, let's dive into something I think we're all pretty interested in these days, especially with, everything that's been going on in the world lately. And that is, of course, how to boost our immune systems through diet. We've got some pretty interesting research here from a Brown University Health blog post. And yeah, it looks like there's more to this whole thing than just like, grabbing an orange and calling it a day.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's really cool about this area of research is that it's going like beyond just, generally eating healthy. Scientists are starting to figure out how specific foods actually interact with different parts of our immune systems.
Yeah, and that's honestly where I always get tripped up. You hear all this stuff about superfoods, but then this article saying that term is like basically more hype than actual science, right? So how do we actually separate fact from like all the marketing and stuff out there?
Yeah, well, I mean, it can be a real jungle out there, right? But I think the key here is understanding that no single food is like, a magic bullet or a shield against disease. Instead of trying to find that one miracle cure, think of it more like assembling a team of nutrients that will support your body's natural defenses.
Okay, so it's kind of like a well-balanced diet is giving our immune system all the right tools for the job?
Exactly. And like the tools are way more diverse than you might think. So let's start with berries. I mean, we all know they're good for us, but did you know that like certain berries actually have compounds that go way beyond just your basic antioxidant activity?
Interesting.
Yeah, so for example, blueberries, they're packed with these things called anthocyanins, and studies are starting to link those to like improved memory and brain health.
Wow, so it's not just about like fighting off colds, but potentially even like boosting brain power as well. That's awesome. So what else is on this like immune boosting menu?
All right, next up we have the often touted fish oil. Now, the thing with fish oil is it's important to be getting it from the right sources. So fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and mackerel, those are all really rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and those actually directly increase the activity of some of our white blood cells, like lymphocytes, which are super important for like targeting very specific threats.
Oh yeah, I've heard some concerns about like mercury levels in certain fish. Is that something to like actually be worried about?
Oh, that's a great question. And yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Smaller fish like sardines and anchovies tend to have lower mercury levels. And, you can always vary your choices, right? The key is to just find like a balance that works for you and your own, dietary needs and all that.
Good to know, good to know. Now, I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of leafy greens, but I admit I usually only think about like the vitamin C when I'm eating them. So what else am I missing out on?
Well, leafy greens are like, I don't know, they're like the unsung heroes of the immune system in a lot of ways. They're packed with not just vitamin C, but also antioxidants and beta carotene, which our bodies can then convert into vitamin A. And here's where it gets interesting, right? Vitamin A is actually crucial for the health of our mucous membranes, which are, essentially our first line of defense against pathogens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they act like a barrier in our nose, our throat, and our lungs, helping to like, trap those little invaders before they can really cause any trouble.
So a salad a day really does keep the doctor away, huh? All right, what about nuts and seeds? Those are a go-to snack for me. But are they actually doing anything for my immunity?
Oh, absolutely. They're way more than just a tasty crunch, right? Nuts and seeds are like nutritional powerhouses. They provide a bunch of vitamins and minerals like vitamin E, which is another powerful antioxidant, and zinc, which is super important for the development and function of immune cells.
Okay, that's impressive. Now, I usually associate spices with like, just adding flavor to dishes, but I'm sensing a theme here. They probably do a lot more than just make our food taste good, right?
Absolutely. Spices have been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and, modern science is finally starting to understand why. Take garlic, for example. It contains compounds that can actually help fight off infections. It does that by, like, inhibiting the growth of harmful bacteria and viruses. Ginger is another one. It's got anti-inflammatory properties, which can help soothe a sore throat or ease, like, those aches and pains when you're feeling under the weather.
Huh. Never thought of it that way. And what about turmeric? I've heard that it's good for you, but I'm not sure I really understand how.
Yeah, so turmeric's active ingredient, this thing called curcumin, it's a really potent antioxidant, and it's been studied for its potential to support immune function and reduce inflammation. There's even some research suggesting it could help protect against certain chronic diseases.
Wow, so that's pretty powerful for a spice. Okay, I have to ask about citrus fruits. I mean, they're like, the poster child for vitamin C and fighting colds. But is that really the whole story with them?
Well, while vitamin C is obviously super important for immune health, it's not the only thing citrus fruits have to offer. Let's take grapefruit, for example. It's not only rich in vitamin C, but also contains powerful antioxidants like lycopene, which has actually been linked to a reduced risk of some types of cancer. Plus, it has this unique type of fiber that can help promote a healthy gut microbiome, which we're finding out is like incredibly important for overall immunity.
So it's not just about fighting off the sniffles, but potentially supporting long-term health as well, huh? Now, I'm curious about poultry. Is there more to it than just the classic chicken soup remedy?
Yeah, poultry definitely gets overlooked sometimes, but it's a great source of lean protein and like some key nutrients for immune support. So chicken and turkey, they're both particularly rich in vitamin B6, which actually plays a role in reducing inflammation. And they also provide zinc, which, like we said before, is crucial for the development and function of those really important immune cells.
So there might actually be some real science behind that whole chicken soup tradition after all, huh? Now, I'm wondering about those brightly colored vegetables I always hear about. Are they really that much better for you than, say, like a regular potato?
Well, think of those vibrant colors as like a sign of potent nutrients at work. Red bell peppers, for example, they contain more vitamin C than an orange. Plus, they've got that beta carotene, which, as we mentioned, converts to vitamin A in the body.
Ah, so it's like eating a rainbow is good for your health. I like that. Okay, what about yogurt? It's always like touted as good for gut health, but how does that actually tie into immunity?
So, yogurt, especially the kind that has those live and active cultures, is a really fantastic source of probiotics. Those are those beneficial bacteria that help create a healthy gut microbiome, and that plays a super crucial role in overall immunity. You see, a large portion of your immune system is actually located in your gut, and a balanced gut microbiome helps keep those defenses strong.
Ah, so a daily dose of yogurt is kind of like giving my gut a mini workout, huh? That's a good way to think about it. I'm curious, though, about olive oil. I associate it more with, like, heart health, but does it have any real impact on the immune system?
Oh, olive oil it's really a superstar when it comes to health. It's a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, which we know has tons of health benefits. One of those benefits is its ability to reduce inflammation throughout the body. And as we've been talking about, chronic inflammation can really hinder the immune system's ability to function the way it should.
So olive oil isn't just delicious, it's helping keep things running smoothly on the inside as well, huh? This whole list has been really eye-opening. It really seems like it's about a really holistic approach to eating for better immunity.
Exactly. But the article doesn't stop there. It also highlights some important lifestyle factors that can either really boost or hinder your immune system. We should probably explore those further.
Definitely. Let's dive into those in part two. Yeah, it really is amazing how all these different foods play a role in, keeping our immune system strong. But like you were saying, there's more to it than just diet, right? The article also mentions some pretty key lifestyle factors. So I'm guessing like exercise is probably at the top of that list.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Regular physical activity is like essential for overall health. And that definitely includes having a strong immune system. When you exercise, you're increasing your blood flow, and that helps circulate those immune cells throughout your body, which makes them, much more effective at doing their job, like patrolling for those invaders and stuff.
So it's kind of like a workout for our immune systems as well. What kind of exercise is like best for that?
Well, the good news is you don't need some fancy gym membership or crazy training regimen to get the benefits. Just aim for, I don't know, at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise. Most days of the week is a good goal. And variety is key too, right? Mix things up with some cardio, some strength training, even activities you just enjoy, like dancing or hiking, whatever gets you moving.
Okay, that sounds pretty doable. I'm curious about like the flip side of that though. The article mentioned smoking as a major, culprit when it comes to weakening immunity.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's very true. Smoking damages the lining of our respiratory system, which makes us way more susceptible to infections in general. It also, like, directly impairs the function in our immune cells, so they're just not as effective at fighting off those threats?
So quitting smoking is like a huge win for your immune system and, just overall health in general. Now, stress is something that, everyone experiences. But I don't think many people connect it to their immune health.
It's a really powerful connection, though. When we're under chronic stress, our bodies release this hormone called cortisol. And while cortisol is actually helpful in like short bursts, prolonged exposure to it can actually suppress the immune response.
Oh, wow. So it's like stress is actually putting our immune system on hold. That's a bit scary. So what can we do to like manage stress effectively?
Well, finding healthy coping mechanisms is super important. Exercise, like we talked about, is a great stress reliever, as are things like mindfulness, meditation, yoga, all that good stuff. Spending time in nature, connecting with loved ones, pursuing hobbies you enjoy, those can all help bring those stress levels down.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really about, figuring out what works for you and then actually making time for those stress-reducing activities. I know vaccines are kind of a hot topic these days, but the article mentions them as like an important part of immune support.
Right. Well, vaccines are just an amazing tool for strengthening our immune systems. They basically give our bodies like a little preview of specific viruses or bacteria, which allows our immune cells to, develop a memory of how to fight them off effectively if we're ever exposed.
So it's kind of like giving our immune systems a cheat sheet.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's a great analogy. Speaking of things that can, either help or hurt, what about alcohol? Is that occasional glass of wine? Okay.
Well, I think moderation is key when it comes to alcohol and its impact on the immune system. A drink or two here and there probably won't pose a significant threat, but excessive alcohol consumption can definitely weaken our immune defenses, which can make us much more vulnerable to getting sick.
Yeah, so it's all about enjoying those things in moderation and just being mindful of how they might affect our, overall health. The article also mentioned weight management as being a factor in immune health. So how does that play a role?
Well, carrying excess weight can put a strain on, like, pretty much all of our bodily systems, and that includes the immune system. It can lead to chronic inflammation, which, like we've already discussed, can hinder immune function.
Right, right. So maintaining a healthy weight through, diet and exercise is really a win-win for both our waistlines and our immune systems. Speaking of healthy habits, I think we all know how important sleep is. But I'm guessing it's also super crucial for like a strong immune system, right?
Oh, absolutely. Sleep is when our bodies, repair and regenerate, and that includes our immune cells. When we don't get enough sleep, our immune system just can't function as efficiently, which makes us, that much more likely to get sick.
So it's like a good night's sleep is giving our immune systems time to like recharge and regroup. How much sleep should we be aiming for?
Well, the CDC recommends that adults get like 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. I know that might sound like a lot, but it's a really important investment in your health.
Yeah, it's definitely something I need to prioritize more. Are there any other like lifestyle tips that the article mentioned for boosting immunity?
Last but not least, we have good hygiene. It might seem super simple, but washing our hands frequently and thoroughly, that's honestly one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of germs and protect ourselves from infections.
So it's not always about, fancy superfoods or elaborate routines. Sometimes the simplest things really do make the biggest difference. It seems like it's all about like building a really holistic approach to health, right?
Exactly. It's about, incorporating those small but consistent habits into our daily lives. The healthy foods, the exercise, the stress management, the sleep, even just like washing our hands.
Yeah, it's empowering to realize that we actually have so much control over our own health and well-being.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Every step you take towards a healthier you is a step in the right direction.
So what does all this mean for you, our listener? I mean, we've covered a lot of ground today. But the key takeaway here is that you really do have the power to make choices that support your immune system and your overall health, right?
Yeah, it's about being proactive and incorporating those simple but really powerful strategies into your life.
And it's about being kind to yourself, too. Start small, celebrate your successes, and just remember that every little bit counts. Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought. We've really explored like a whole arsenal of these immune-boosting foods today, from the, vibrant colors of berries and bell peppers to even the, like, quiet power of things like yogurt and olive oil.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good reminder that nature really provides us with an amazing array of tools for supporting our health.
It really does. So here's my challenge for you, our listener. This week, I want you to try a new recipe, one that features like at least one of these immune-boosting ingredients we talked about. Maybe it's a salmon dish with like a nice lemon herb sauce, or a warming bowl of chicken soup with garlic and ginger, or even just a really colorful salad, bursting with a whole rainbow of vegetables.
Yeah, it's a chance to get creative in the kitchen, right? And discover some new flavors while you're nourishing your body.
Exactly. Make it fun, make it delicious. And who knows, maybe that tasty new dish could be your key to like a stronger, healthier you.
It's all about taking those small steps, and finding those simple joys that add up to a healthier, more vibrant life.
I love that. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into, The fascinating world of immune-boosting foods and all those lifestyle choices that can really make a difference.
Yeah, we hope you gained some valuable insights today and that you feel empowered to make choices that really support your well-being.
Absolutely. Remember, every little step you take towards a healthier you is a step in the right direction. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and keep exploring all the amazing ways you can support that incredible immune system of yours. Sid 400.